It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. You know what that is. It's that tune that brings us all to another installment of the Culinary Hotline, please. Ching, ching, ching. Yes, you know how much I love this part of the morning. And we are joined by the one and only, our favorite chef, Clem Chef. He's here to serve us with all the good stuff. Now, if you have any questions for Clem Chef on all things in the kitchen, then you can call us right now. It's 021-110-5552. Now, tomorrow is a big day, everybody. Obviously, you've seen the show on Monday. You've seen it today as well. It's a special day. Hindus around the world will be celebrating Diwali, or otherwise known as Diwali. And we thought it would only be fitting to have a Diwali-themed culinary hotline with Chef Clem. So the question this morning is, what are some of your favorite Diwali treats? Now come through, give us a call. We want to hear from you. Maybe you got some tips for us as well. But of course, Chef Clem, you've got some tips for us as well. You've got some treats too, right?
I do, because I'm obsessed with Diwali treats. So actually, we do want to know from our viewers, like, what are you planning tomorrow? What's going to be on your table? What are you going to be eating? How are you going to be celebrating? So I told you I moved this weekend. And one of the things I did before I moved is I sourced out all my little food spots, especially where am I going to get my sweetmeats? And I found a place.
Okay, you did?
And it's nearby enough, it's close by enough. So I'm sort of when it comes to sweetmeats, and I always go out and get them. But today we're going to try and make our own.
Okay, I was going to say, because not all of us know your plug, so we need to figure out how to make this, right?
No. But we'll share. Okay, so what are your favorite, like Diwali? Okay, what do you... I've got memories of it when I was young. Like the neighbors would come around with a little box of the treats, and that was like always the fondest thing. And then being young, I don't know what it is, and I learned more about it, and I love it. Any celebration of any culture where you can share things.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have any memories of it?
I have memories of it. I don't know what I was eating, but I was eating so much goodness. It was a lot of sweet things. I would remember the sugar rush afterwards and going to play with the kids outside and just being like, wow! And there was also like colors and powders and things going around as well. But I never knew what I was actually eating. And I've heard this term, sweet meats. Yeah. I'm still searching for the meat in it all, but I've got the sweetness.
You got the sweetness. So let me actually the point. We got burfi over here, which we're gonna make in a little bit.
Yeah.
So
what's next to that? Is that slange cheese? Is that fancy slange?
It's jalebi. But you can say it's jalebi. Jalebi is over there. So there's no meats in sweet meats, okay? It's just a collection of these amazing sweet little treats that you can buy. And so much love and so much effort goes into making it. People say French pastries are complicated to make, and there's a lot involved. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Indian desserts are tricky.
Okay.
And these are not chefs that make these dishes. It's like moms and aunties and grannies, and the precision and the complexity that goes into these dishes, it's mind-blowing.
Really? Okay.
It's mind-blowing.
All right, okay.
So I'm surprised they don't sell this for like 200 Rand for one, because there's so much that goes into it. But we're gonna do this today. So jalebi is absolutely amazing. It's like a fried donut or like a fried funnel cake, and obviously they add the color, and the color comes from saffron.
Saffron. Is that why it's like got that greenish sort of...
No, sorry. This one is the burfi.
That's a burfi.
This is jalebi.
Oh,
okay. The burfi's green.
I'm with you. All right.
Burfi's green comes from pistachio.
Oh, wow.
And Kenny trying to be fancy, adding a little bit more food coloring. But you get a nice pale green in your burfi when you add the pistachio.
Okay.
That's where that color comes from. So then the reddish color that you see, all those like, now it looks like a nice pale yellow, comes from saffron. So let's talk about how we do this together.
Yes.
So I've got some flour, corn flour, and then some baking powder, okay? The one thing I also see a lot with these recipes is that they take a very long time. There's a lot of resting involved. In fact, the resting process is even 12 hours.
Oh, wow, geez.
Which means a lot of preparation.
Like a multi-day event.
It is, absolutely. But then I've also done some more research, and I see how they actually make it. So the whole family gets involved. There's like an assembly line of a process of putting these foods together. And I'm telling you, that just brings back like memories growing up, like the Sunday lunches when the one auntie's doing one thing, the other auntie's like over here, and the uncles over there did that.
So much going on.
I think in a past life I was Indian because I mean I've got so much like I really resonate with like the culture and the food and the way that the family gets together, and it just gets me so excited. So you're gonna be my.
I want to be anything I can be in the kitchen, because you know what? You're speaking of that. I'm missing those moments. Obviously with COVID, there's not as many big family events that I get to participate in, and you've just made me feel a little bit sad. But at the same time excited because I did get to share that memory with my family, and it's
Yeah.
something that it doesn't happen anymore with COVID coming
doesn't.
around.
It
So
doesn't.
maybe we can recreate some of that in a smaller, tight-knit family, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What do you want him to
And
do?
I'm going to ask you just to cut this is ghee.
Okay.
Or clarified butter, same thing. And we're just gonna, you kind of cut it through the flour and the baking powder. And
All right,
the
so
corn
not stirring or whisking.
flour. Yeah, you kind of want to, what you want is you want to slice that ghee through the flour that it almost looks like breadcrumbs. Once you get it in there and you're feeling like the knife is not doing such a good job anymore, you can mix over to the whisk. What
right.
I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stove pot on. I'm going to make the syrup that the jalebi gets. After you fry it, you take it out the oil, you put it in the syrup. It just sucks up the beautiful syrup.
Ooh, okay,
Okay, so
nice.
we're going to, there's that sweetness that you spoke about. And I like it because the sweetness kind of like, it's just all about the celebration. Okay, so
Celebrating only the positive and sweet stuff in life, of
There we
course.
go.
It's like the sweet stuff is potentially, the way I understand it, it's this celebration of the fight of good versus evil, right?
Right.
So all the sweet stuff potentially prevents or presents all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then everything that's bitter is the evil, so we don't want any of the bitter.
now that I got no evil in me, 'cause I'm all
Evil is
sugar
gone
and,
within the...
yeah. Okay, so a little bit of cardamom went in there, some more saffron goes in, and then can you guess this? And I'm telling you now, it's not old lady perfume, it's not.
Is that the Holy Spirit?
Maybe. It's rose water. It's rose
Oh, wow.
water.
Let me smell that again. It does smell nice,
Yeah,
actually.
right?
That smells really good.
My fourth grade teacher used to permanently smell of rose water. I
Where
don't
do
know
you
why.
get, just by the way, where does one get rose water?
Woolies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You can get orange blossom that's in there as well.
Okay.
A little bit of lemon juice goes in. You're going to bring that to a simmer. Once the sugar's dissolved, you're good. And you'll also see the color starts to change in the pot. So you're going to get this. Like I'm going to try and like hold it to one of the cameras who's there. There we go. Cameraman Rudy's on the close-ups. You can
Rudy's
see the
got you,
color
man.
starts to change. And that's the saffron that's imparting its color. How you doing there?
I'm thinking, okay, I've got these like little ballish textures.
There we go.
I don't know if that's
That's
a
what we're
good
looking
thing.
for.
Do you want that?
That's good.
All right, well, my work here is done.
So what I did was I took some saffron, toasted in the pan a little bit, literally just for
Oh.
like 5 seconds, okay? You don't want to smell it. If you can smell it, it's got like a almost metallic-y, earthy scent.
Okay.
If you can smell it, you've gone too far. And you don't want to burn this. It's so expensive. So again, 5 seconds, and it dries up, and then you just crush it, okay? That's going to go into our yogurt, and then you're going to give this a good mix.
All right.
And again, immediately, as soon as I add
it's
it,
going into that like little yellow, orangish
There we go.
sort of color.
whoop.
Whoop.
It's like I honestly like you can totally tell when saffron's in there because it doesn't give you that almost turmeric-y color. It's got a more rich yellow. Then what I want to do is get my spatula. So here's the thing: once you mix this into your flour and your clarified butter, you have to let this rest for 12 hours. You want to give the flour, the dry ingredients, a chance to really absorb all the moisture that's in there.
Okay.
That's where the waiting comes in.
So essentially, if you're going to make this for tomorrow's celebration, you've got to start now.
You're gonna start right now.
As soon as we're done with this, you need to get into the kitchen and start prepping.
The
getting it going.
show ends at 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at 9.
Perfect timing.
Started. Okay, cool. So this is what you're looking for, this texture. You're gonna let it rest, and then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna give it the chance to hydrate, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna knock it down, like removing all the air out of it. Then you're gonna put it into a piping bag. I was gonna do this, but do you wanna go?
Ooh, are you sure? I wanna do-
why
okay,
not?
well, let's try. I mean,
Why not? Let me see.
show him, Zanzi, how potentially easy this is.
There we go. So the technique is you kind of want to do like a little spiral, but then you want to like overlap it slightly so it can hold its structure. We've done the smaller ones, but I love the slightly bigger ones. You can go
Okay.
as big as you like.
So I'm
It's perfect
popping it
size.
in here.
No,
Is
no,
it hot?
into the oil.
Into the oil.
Okay.
The oil's hot already?
It is hot.
All right, so spirals, right?
Yeah.
How's that
So
spiral
patient.
for
You can go a little faster once you get more confident with it. Okay, you know what? If it's not a spiral, it's whatever you make it. It's whatever you make it, and it's about the celebration and getting involved. So if Uncle Raul's gonna be in your kitchen helping you with your Diwali treats, please let us know. Did he do a good job? I think he did a great job, and I like it you're doing the big one. Because I've seen
Yeah, I
a
like
few
the big one.
I've seen a very beautiful installations where they actually use jalebi and they stack them up and just like create like amazing displays.
Check
of
out,
it.
it's already like coming to life. Eh?
It is. Okay. How's it looking?
Looking good.
Looking good. Let me come
Yeah.
in. Let's swap.
Switch it up.
Well done, Ra. So what you do is keep an eye on it. As soon as it starts like getting nice and firm, you're gonna poop it.
Poop it on the... Poop
Don't
do that in the
Don't do
kitchen.
that. You're gonna take it and you're gonna put it in your syrup. And give it a few seconds. It's one word. Why are you laughing at? And then you got this beautiful jalebi. You can actually add gold leaf to it. We'll just decorate with little gold balls, and that's it. When we come back, we're going to make some birthday. This looks good.
Clem coming through with the favorites. Of course, it's in celebration of Diwali, which is happening tomorrow. And of course, Chef Clem and I are going to be back with round 2 of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Nice.
Come through with those questions. Come through on those numbers. We want to hear about your favorites too. And we'll see you in just a bit. Whoa. Don't poop it, eh? Yeah, that looks cool, man.
Don't poop it.
Nice. I do say so myself.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Friday feels.
Friday feels in the middle of the week. I love it. And we are continuing with the celebrations of all things Diwali, or otherwise known as Diwali. And of course, Clem Chef is here and he's sharing some of his favorite recipes. And if you have any special recipes you want to share with us, then send it through. It's time for us to share everything. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling. It's happening right now. Any questions you have, come through on our hotline. It's 021-110-55552. So many questions that the man himself can answer. And we've been chatting about all these beautiful things when it comes to desserts, right? Which are absolute. Hey, speaking of desserts, we've got to treat the call. The call's coming through.
I think it's Carl Wasty because he's normally in the kitchen and he's feeling left out.
Let's see who it is. This is the Culinary Hotline Bling. It's Ryle speaking, the assistant of Clem Chef. How may I help you?
Goeiemorgen.
Goedemorgen, how are you?
Clem.
Hoe gaan het met u?
Baie dankie. Fine, thank you.
Who may I ask is calling?
It's Martha from Strand.
Marda.
Yes.
Hello, good morning all the way from Strand. What is your culinary question for the esteemed Clem Chef this morning?
I want to know what is the trick of the trade to cook pasta rice successful?
The trick of the trade to cook pasta rice successfully. All right, stay on the line. Chef Clem, you heard the question. What is the answer? Feed us, feed us.
You put my stick down. I don't know why I've got that
Marda
there.
from Strand is
Again.
plugged in. She wants to know what's the tips, the tricks. Give us how to do it.
So if you've never heard about pasta rice, because even when, like, pasta rice, I was like, pasta rice? And I was like, orzo. So it's not the first time that someone's asked this question, so I'm glad you're bringing it up now. So orzo looks like rice, but it's actually pasta that's just made...
A little bit bigger, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you cook it like you would normally cook pasta, which means you bring a pot of water up to the boil and then you season it with water, and you want to do it in boiling water.
Okay.
If there's some people that I've seen have started it in cold water and then
Bring it to a boil.
What happens is it releases all its starches and it turns into pop.
It gets that
don't
soggy,
want
like
that, yeah.
stickiness.
Right.
Okay.
So pot of water and a generous amount of water, salt goes in, and then once you get that nice rumble, that's when you add your orzo. Okay. So packet instructions are different, but it generally cooks for about 7 to 8 minutes. Then you strain it off. Here's one thing you do not want to do with orzo, or any pasta for that matter. Don't rinse it under water to stop it cooking. You're rinsing all that starch off from the outside, so when you add a sauce to it or to a dressing to it, it's not going to absorb and it's not going to stick to your pasta.
Okay.
So as soon as it comes out of, as soon as you strain it and it's still hot, that's when you add your dressings, that's when you add your sauce to it. So what I always do is I keep some of the sauce aside because the pasta's hot and pasta's like a sponge. It just sucks it all up. So you'll notice if you add like 2 cups of sauce to it and you'll end up with like almost no sauce left over. But that's why you keep some of the sauce to the side. So once it's absorbed all that pasta and all that sauce and it's super happy with the amount of sauce that it's got, that's when you add that last little bit, stir it through, and you're good to go. So I love orzo, and I think we should do like a nice little pasta segment in the future for Culinary Hotline because orzo is a good one and it's delicious and people don't even know that it's actually a pasta. So love your question. Thank you so much.
Marda, I hope you are still on the line. If not, then all good. But I hope that answers your question too. I don't think it could get any easier and simpler than that. Are you still on the line, Marda?
I'm still on the line. Thank you very much.
Does that answer the question, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Pa, pa, pa. Another one bites the dust.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it right. Marda coming through with those questions.
I know I talk really fast about this, okay, because I've got a little like short time, but It's on YouTube, so you can go back and go
Yes,
check it out again.
you can. And if you're getting distracted by all the magic happening over here, you can always go back, push pause, and make sure you've got everything. But we were talking about desserts, right? We were talking about celebrating tomorrow. It's Diwali.
Yeah.
We're talking about favorite desserts. We've already done the jalebi. We've made some rustic jalebi and some twirls
I love
over
it.
there. I like how it came out.
I don't think there's a wrong way. As long as it comes together, it's beautiful. I think everyone in the family should, like with assistance, make this,
Yeah.
and that's yours, and you know it's yours.
Okay.
So I think
Well,
it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about another favorite, of course, because there's so many to talk about. I know you've got one lined up for us. What exactly?
The burfi.
Burfi.
Okay? Or burfi.
All right.
Got it to be a proper. That's the pistachio one over there. So let's start. So I've got some powdered milk in here, and I love using powdered milk. It's absolutely amazing. Then I've got some dessert cream, the one that you get in the can. It's nice and thick.
Okay.
Okay. When you look like you haven't seen dessert cream before.
No, I
because
haven't
we don't
also seen
use it.
powdered milk like this actually as well, to be honest. It's been a while since I've actually used powdered milk, to be honest with you.
Powdered milk is really great. I've got a little chef's trick. When we make chicken stock, you can actually coat the chicken bones or chicken wings
Oh, in that. Oh,
and then roast it. It brings out more of the protein flavor out of it.
nice.
Okay, so
Okay.
what we're doing is we're kind of cutting again. We're cutting this time the cream through the powdered milk.
So similar to what I did in the bowl.
Similar,
just an advanced
larger
version.
scale.
Okay. Still getting that same texture, still not too lumpy, but a little bit refined at the same
There we
time.
go.
Okay.
And then to that, we're going to add all our beautiful aromatics. We've got some pistachios, which is just ground up, and a lot of recipes.
What is this thing, by the way, like a little KitchenAid? What is it?
It's a food processor, yeah. And they're really great. I mean, it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, otherwise you're just going to be working that bowl.
Forever. Let me just turn
Working those buys.
this down a little bit. Okay. Ground pistachios, ground almonds, ground coconut, or coconut, desiccated coconut has already been broken up for you.
Yeah.
Cardamom goes in. Then,
Listen to this thing working. Saving like hours and hours of twisting and working and mixing.
so imagine like
So
back in the day,
convenient.
then this was not around. And
But I understand this now because the reason why this happened, and I think this trained our parents, so they could just give us like a clap afterwards.
wow!
That's why they
wow!
were so strong. That arm was so strong. They could just go from whisking to clapping to whatever. This is how it worked back in the
Plucky
day.
throwing with accuracy.
Boomerang, boom, boom, boom,
Yo.
pa, get it straight back. High
Okay,
heels.
so in here I've got some evaporated milk.
Okay.
Yo, Raul, come here. Your mom's gonna be like, Raul, I did not.
How could you
hit
say that on
when you
TV?
know, Raul? Other people think that I hit you.
Guys, my mother never hit me ever. She just stern discipline, good morals and good values. She never, ever had to do anything like
But
that.
that's
So
the worst,
I thank
right?
you,
When you
Mom.
know you've
Thank
done
you.
wrong and they just. I'm disappointed.
Yo, that's the worst. I'd rather actually take a like boomerang slipper or something than disappointment. That is the worst. I don't want that.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. No.
How do you
no,
even recover from
no,
that?
you can't.
Well, look, I know one thing that's not going to be disappointing is this meal. And before we get distracted, let's make sure we don't
All right.
disappoint Mzansi as well. So where are we at with this?
Evaporated milk, and I just added the sugar in there.
Okay.
So you're gonna want to feel that the sugar's dissolving, and once it does, you're gonna add your butter. Very rich, but here's the thing. You cannot really eat a lot of these burfis because it's so rich.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense, because you're making such a rich batter, such a rich mixture. Again, small bits is gonna be more than satisfying.
But it's also the fact that a little bit goes a long way, because not everybody's going to come for
Absolutely.
seconds and thirds. It's just the perfect amount. Well, maybe they'll come for seconds and thirds, but you know what I mean. It's not going to be like one person's going to take it all. It's going to go the distance. How we doing? Like, you're like, no, it's not.
No way.
It's
Okay.
definitely not.
So, okay, once your butter has started to melt, looking good, you can add your icing sugar. So here's the thing. If you want to get a very vibrant green, you do use a bit of food coloring. But I have grown up, the ones that I had, uses the natural green
Okay, from
of
the pistachio,
pistachios.
yeah.
So for, like I said, you can leave it out, put it in if you want. It depends on what you actually like, what you prefer.
Yeah.
This is going to cook, and here's the thing. It's going to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. You're going to reduce the fat even more, and then the sugars are also going to cook down. Oh, we got a phone call.
Hey, is it the call again? Whoa. Oh, lined up here. I think I'm going to have to answer. Sorry for interrupting you.
No,
Clem, but
go
let
for
me
it.
answer this. Culinary hotline bling. How may I help you, and who may I ask is speaking?
My name is Paul.
Paul, good morning, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm well, Ryan. And yourself?
I'm fantastic, man. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Pietermaritzburg.
Peter Maritzburg, all the way over up in the north there. How are you? And of course, what is your question?
I am
for
well, man. I'm just watching you guys on the show.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I hope we're serving up some good advice for you for tomorrow, right?
Okay. Now, right, what I want to talk about. What's his name?
Chef Clem?
Clem was making jalebi.
Yes.
And you're making, he calls it burfi.
Yes.
The Indians call it barfi.
Barfi. Okay,
But,
thank you for correcting us there.
If both of you are ever in Natal,
Yeah?
if you are ever in Natal, go to one of the Indian sweetmeat shops
Okay.
and go. You can down there. You will get the jumbo. You'll get the jalebi. You will get the barfi. You will get chana magaj. You will get serve. You will get bundi.
Nice.
Go
Sound
to
good.
those shops and order it and try them and see.
Okay.
I like
It's
it.
different, and
So-
the flavors are different as well.
So I know a lot
But
of
these
this.
are basically
Oh, okay.
all
cool,
Indian
cool.
sweetmeats.
Ah.
And the one thing that you guys in Cape Town say is roti.
Oh, we call it. Okay,
It's
so
not
Paul,
roti,
so there's
it's
this
roti.
huge thing, right? In Cape Town, we say roti, but everywhere else in the world is roti.
Roti.
And it upsets people. So, like, I kind of like, I suppose it's like it just happened. Even like you said, it's burfi. Yeah, I think that like the way of pronouncing things definitely change wherever you go. And I appreciate when people feel so strong about it, and then when you go roti and they go, say what now?
Yeah, I feel like we might have offended Paul there as well. Paul, if you are or not still on the line, apologies if we've ever butchered any names on the show here, but I can't thank you enough for coming through and obviously
Is Paul
schooling
still
us.
there? I got a question
And
for Paul.
I think he's just dropped off the line, but I think it's imperative and it's so important that he does actually educate us. And
Okay.
it's the Mzansi, because this is possibly his culture and we want to do it the
I love
justice it deserves. So barfi and roti is now officially going to be the names. If anyone says it any
Don't
differently.
say that because Cape Town's going to come through now.
Cape Town's
But
gonna-
I've got a question for you on social media. We've spoken about a lot of the sweet treats. What are some of the savory treats you're going to have if you're celebrating tomorrow? What are some of the savory foods you're
Yeah.
going to be enjoying? I'm really interested. Also, if you want to invite me over to your house for some celebrations, my number's 082. But absolutely, please share some of the recipes you're going to be enjoying tomorrow. I'm so happy. I think
Yeah.
next year for Diwali, I'm going to someone's house. We need to film it. Go to someone's house for Diwali celebration. That needs to happen.
Right, Chef Clem, we've got like 10 seconds left.
Okay.
Okay. Just finish us off with that before we end off this beautiful segment of another culinary hotline thing. What are we doing after
so
that?
Once I've reduced
Quickly.
that cream that I spoke about, I've taken that mixture
Okay.
and I put it into here. I'm going to cook it till it stiffens up a little bit, put it into a dish, and it sits. I'm going to top it with some pistachios. At the end, are you going to grab one?
Yeah, let me grab one, man. Of course I will.
And then you get this beautiful
Grab
burfi.
one over.
These are delicious. They're so good.